Welcome to the 1920s dating experience. It's my house, and I am the lovely Dr. Barr. And the photo is a reflection of the times, the 1920s. Hi, girls. This is Dr. Barr, and I'm here with my girls, Darlene, Marianne, Melissa, Isabella, and we're discussing today's topic is inflation and how it affects us at the Girls Club and committed shoppers like ourselves. Uh, our inflation that we will discuss is actually mind blowing, and it's not a part of the normal financial category. I think today's special guest with us is Jason. He's 5 going on 6, as he likes to introduce himself. But you'll soon find out why he's given such a man amongst men introduction. Jason is simply the best, and soon everyone will fall in love with him. Welcome, Jason. Yeah, I saw Jason downstairs and he wanted to buy himself a ice cream cone for €3 and 50 cents. But he was overwhelmed and bothered by the prospects of doing so. So I asked Jason why. He said that he has €550 in the bank and he's unable to touch it because he's scared to hell. Hell, he did use that word, and I'm like, scared to hell. Why? What happened? He said that because of the state of the US dollar. And remember, Jason is, well, he said he's going on 6, but he's 5. And he's technically 6 because next year he will become 6. And God love him, he likes to tell everyone he's 6. I try to remind Jason that, come on. When you're 20, you will wish you had never rushed into your age, huh? You'll understand, because by the time you're 20, you'll start reversing your age. Okay, anyways, he continued to tell me about the magnificence of his understanding, of course, of inflation. Jason is remarkable that if he would take €3 and 50 cents from his account, apparently he's going to be hit with taxes and he's going to be hit with bank handling fees and he's going to be hit with bankrupt charges. I said, Jason, my first job was banking. I've never heard of bankrupt charges. What is that? And he said that because the US dollars is the buffer dollar. So apparently he meant US dollars. The US dollar is the global trading dollar. Okay. He called it the buffer. Okay. I got that, Jason. Anyhow, we continued with this inflation and how Jason is madly worried about the prospects. And he said that if things continue the way it is, Then he's worried about when he's going to be 6 next year. He said he's worried about what is going to happen to him when he's 9. I said, why? He said, because they need to improve on global trading, and if there's no trade, his money is going to be valued. If it stays as it is, if he gets no monies in this account, he only have the exact 550 euros in his account, and he would not touch it. He can go to the bank in 4 years and probably he can hit the bank and get a run of 150 euros. So basically his money, the dollar is going to be valued, the euro will be valued at 10 cents while the US dollars is going to be 5 cents. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, Jason has a trust fund of 2.5 million euros. So Jason is not a poor kid we're talking to right there. And Jason is thinking, I said to Jason, I wind up giving Jason 3 euros and 50 cents to buy this ice cream. And I explained to Jason that, look, Jason, sometimes in life you're going to have to pay your rent and you're going to have to pay taxes and all of that. And I said, do I look like I like to pay my rent or taxes or all those things, Jason? Or bills? He said, why do you have to? I said, you have to. If you don't pay your taxes, you'll wind up in prison. And if you don't pay your rent, you will wind up homeless. And if you don't pay your electricity and your telephone bill and your internet bill he said, and I am going to have to pay all those bills. I said, yeah, your father is a good man, Jason. He pays all those bills for you. He said, really? I said, yeah. You should sit and have a talk with him. And I need you to get yourself this ice cream cone. And don't worry about your monies in the bank. Just leave it because we're worried about the buffing cost, that bank rot thing. And he's so charming. But then I said to him, so Jason, what do you think about the current global inflation? And he said that what he's worried about is when a millionaire wind up turning into a middle class and a billionaire wind up back as a millionaire. I said, then Jason, how much you think the US dollars would be at that point? And he said it's going to be 5 cents for it to happen. And it will happen in next 4 years if they don't start doing some kind of global trading. He said proper global trading. So now I have to discuss this with the girls because I think Jason is a sensational kid. I must tell his father that he should hand him over to me if anything should happen to him. I want Jason. Everybody wants Jason. Everybody on this building wants Jason. He's an honorable kid. how on earth he has those things that he told me. That's why I have to make this video, because I think he said that the election should be based on the US dollar and the health of it, and nothing else. Only that. People should go and vote only for the health of the US dollars. Because if it slip any further, it will be global catastrophe. Okay, Jason's father is in finance. He's a very important person in finance. So I think Jason's been reading some papers, some financial. He reads very well as well. So I must have a meeting with the father, though, because I really need for him to explain to Jason that growing up as a man, he's going to have to pay bills. That was the only flaw I found with him, that he was unaware that he has to pay bills. And I think the father can fix this really easily. It's not a problem. But outside of that, he's a well-balanced kid, and he's so lovely. Oh my goodness. I welcome him on this earth, and I know he's going to find a wonderful life. He's so welcome because he's so loved. And he was so worried about touching his money because of what will happen. Paying bills. I reflect on Jason's little problems with the ice cream cone, because I remember when I went to holidays for the first time on my own in the UK to see my family, and I had 500 US dollars as my pocket money, and I was so excited about what I was going to buy. I mean, in my mind, my expectation for this 500 US dollars was like $1,000,000. I was going to buy so much stuff. And then I had to go to the cambio to change this money. I became very suspicious. I asked my cousins, why? They said, because you have to convert it into the local currency. Anyway, we went. These cousins were same age and stuff. And I was given by the cashier at the cambio 265 pound sterling cents. 265 pound sterling and 5 pence. I was in shock. I asked, what is this? I didn't even know that people were behind me because I was so caught up in this bubble of shock. And he said that it's the exchange rate, and he tried to tell me how much the rate was today, and I'm like, to myself, I was 14 going on 15. I'm like, ugh, who cares? I want my monies back. Anyway, I told him I would like to have my 500 US dollars back, and he said, for you to get the 500 US dollars back, you have to give me 540 US dollars, because now I'm buying pound sterling. I said, but I just gave you my money. He said, yeah, and that's discounted because you're still here with the discrepancy. And he said it's not his fault because he processed the transaction and it's gone through the system, so it's considered a done deal. Okay. And if I would take this money and go away and come back the next half an hour, it could be 600, and I would have to give him 600 and something. I'd have to give him more monies to get back my 500. So what he was offering me at the time is because it's on the spot. I went into shock. So I could relate to little Jason, and he's worried that he wasn't just trying to be a smart kid. He was really in shock when he was told about. Hi, girls. I must try and define this bank rot, the definition of bank rot or buffer, as Sir Jason calls it. I spoke to his father, and he defines it as, I understood what Jason meant, that it was the trading fees, like if I'm buying the dollar against if I'm selling the dollar. So I will try and give an example as to what this, as his father told me that he got that for sure from his grandfather, which is his father, or both of them, because they're both bankers. Okay, let us say we're going on a destination holiday for shopping. Darlene, you have $1. Melissa, you would have €1, and I have £1 sterling. We're going to the UK. Now, I would consider myself prepared because I have £1 sterling. Now, Darlene would need to buy sterling, and Melissa would need to also purchase some sterling. Now, when you're buying, this trade-off would be for Darlene to leave the bank with £1, she would need to come up with $1 and 60 cents to be able to leave the bank with £1 sterling. So the rot fee would be the 60 cents, would be the bank considered the banking rot or buffer, as Sir Jason calls it. And for Melissa, the euro, buying the pound sterling against the buying the euro, buying the pound sterling using the euro would be, the euro is 95 cents against the pound sterling. So for her to walk out of the bank with £1, she would need an additional 20 euro cents. So it would cost her €1 and 20 cents to be able to walk out of the bank with £1 sterling. So against the euro, the rot fee would be 25 cents. Against the US dollars, the rot fee from the buying the pound sterling, because it's 80 cents, then it would not be 60. May I correct myself? It would be 80 cents. So Darlene would need $1 and 60 cents. However, it would be 80 cents. The banking rot would be 80 cents. It's like a fungus that eats your money, this exchange rate thing, the wager against. So that is the definition of banking rot. So today we learned something new from the Honorable Sir Jason, and his father gave me permission that Jason can join us anytime he wants, and he can give his advice and opinion anytime he wants. And he was very teary-eyed when I told him that he has to have a sit-down with Jason and explain to him that he will need to pay some bills when he's grown. He was laughing because I said Jason did not expect more to pay any bills. Jason said, why you have to pay rent and all those things? And he's correct, I'm a girl. I shouldn't have to pay those things. I need to be loved and taken care of. Anyways, he assured me he and his grandfather will take care of this little glitch in Jason's life, paying in the presence of Jason's father and myself. Girls, Jason told us that he explained actually what he meant when he said that the US election should be based on the health and welfare of the dollar. He wanted the election to be a wager between the health and welfare of the dollar of 2019 in comparison to 2024. He wanted the citizens to make their decision based on that. He said if you would fix the dollar, it would heal the world. Otherwise, remove the dollar and remove the problem. So what he was saying is that if the dollar cannot recover, whether it being through trade or any kind of possibility to fix it, then it's best if we're not governed by this system of a dollar controls everyone's life. I couldn't believe it. I got really emotional. That a 5-year, I'm going to say 5, Jason, wherever you are and hear this, because you're actually 5, okay? And he's like the same age as his grandfather. That's what his father told me, that he believes Jason has an old soul, which is good. He's as wise, he's so wise that everyone loves him. God bless Jason. And I don't know, I'm so happy to know him, because this, how he explained what should happen to the election is just amazing, because he said because the US dollars is the global trading currency, it affects everybody's life whether you like it or not. And so we're all caught up in this US election drama every 4 years. It's destabilizing, it's crippling, and it's not funny. And he's only 5. No wonder he said he's worried about his life when he's 9. Jason, we've got your back, baby. Try and be a little kid for 2 minutes. You're so sweet. His father has done a good job with him. I have to tell him thanks for giving us Jason. I welcome him on this earth, and I know he's going to find a wonderful life. He's so welcome because he's so loved, and he was so worried about touching the US dollars, as he urged for people in America to vote only based on the health of the dollar, because if there's no trading, then the dollar is going to plunge and millionaires will fall back to becoming middle class, and billionaires will become millionaires, And it's not so much that they fall into this category, is also the fact that there's no trading, there's no way to recover. He said that is going to be the problem, the catalyst of the problem, because they cannot find the solution because they don't have proper trading. So he said that it is very important for the dollar to start trading globally again, or we're going to be in trouble. Now, I think the father should resign at this stage and employ Jason. I have to talk to him. What a kid. Oh my God, I love him. I just love little Jason. Everybody loves him, even dogs. They just love Jason. He's wonderful. Jason, fill our lives with pleasure. I am Dr. Barr. Will be again. Or, ladies, I hope I did a good job with this topic. I'm not sure. The photo is in honor of the 1920s.